My name is Ron Kelly, and this is my wife, Marilyn, and we're from East Liverpool, Ohio, and we've been coming to the Southwest Believers since 1991. And 2 weeks after we left the first meeting, the connection was made. My life so totally changed. God introduced himself in a completely different way to me. And that revelation didn't come easy for a small denominational boy. And I, being a businessman, of course, was just fascinated with biblical economics. And there came a time that she and I got in unity and saw God move in our life through miracle debt cancellation. Someone else paid our house off. Someone else paid our car note off. After we prayed that prayer of commitment and dedication and declared freedom, we were out of debt in 3 months. And we had been struggling. We were, what, 14, 15 years of marriage, actively struggling to get out of debt, actively, but not knowing the spiritual component. And after receiving the material, and it was only 3 months to get out of debt. So the number one impact and the most basic in our spiritual lives was learning that God would communicate with us in our spirits. It was through learning how to hear from the Spirit, from Ken's teaching and the other ministers, that I began to hear the voice of the Lord and hear the call into the ministry. So we opened our church, the Open Door, and Ron became the main pastor. And we started out with just prayer meetings, but at the prayer meeting was our family, and we were all working together, searching the Spirit, finding out what he had to tell us. And when we first started, we had materials from Kenneth Copeland Ministries. That was our main, and that's what everybody, we had set up our books, and like, you could take this book home and bring it back, take this tape back and can bring it back. And so everybody was studying and learning together. It was really, really exciting. KCM has been there all along the way as we have changed and turned the chapters of our lives. Besides deciding to invite Christ into my life, and number two, asking my wife to marry me, by far, hands down, the best decision that I ever made as dad and provider and head of the household was to plug my children in to KCM Ministries. My kids latched on to a God that we didn't know, a personality of God that we didn't know was available, and it just lit a fire under them that kept out of our lives so much heartache that other families have to go through. People are always asking me, what did I do? Your kids are so great, you know, and I'm like, I know they're great, but they're mine, so I'm a little bit prejudiced, you know. Just following the Holy Spirit, and he led us to Kenneth Copeland Ministries, and we saw the impact on the kids. I would go back and do it over again because of the lasting impact on their lives and ours. There's no doubt that it was worth it. It's nice to know they're there. It's like holding somebody's hand, you know? What would you pay for a partner who would help you raise your kids? What would you pay for a partner that would send free Spanish material to assist you on missions calls? What would you pay for a partner that you know is praying for your ministry? Who's partners with whom? I mean, it's been our life, it's been life. Of course, it's God, I mean, but the vehicle, KCM, and the assistance through life. And, you know, to come and sit and, you know, I know I'm going to get something fresh. I'm going to get something stimulating and uplifting. What would you pay for that? A partnership? I got the best part of the deal.